What is up, everybody? Giovanna back again for another ghetto video, and today, coming at you looking like a homeless person, but anyways, here we got this video here from Drunk 3PO, which I'm sure most of you guys have seen already, and also thank you, Drunk 3PO, for providing us with this awesome clip. So this is from John Campea, obviously, as you can see by this little thumbnail right here, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's from this video of him talking about the Leslie Headland stuff. So, as you can see, it's pretty funny. He's, like, outnumbered here. You have 1.2 thousand dislikes, and then you have 506 likes. Now, I'm pretty sure that more than half of the people who voted here, are mainly on the dislike side. But yeah, anyways, we'll read some of those comments on this video later, but I want to get in this clip right here, because I just think it's funny. Alright, no face cam. Alright, so, alright, I still can't, I'm not gonna full screen it, fuck it. But, yeah, so, we're still at this rate after 2 years after The Last Jedi and this whole clashing of fandoms thing. I thought it was over, but I guess not. We still have people acting like John Campbell Soup, really unprofessional with this stupid name calling. That's not gonna get your point across. Calling everyone a man baby just because you jizz over some egotistical director who used that phrase before doesn't mean it's gonna help your point come across. Like, nobody cares. Like, for example, when Jeremy says Disney shill, I really don't give two shits, and that's not proving anybody's point. But when you say man babies, that doesn't really make any sense either. So, it's just the lack of professionalism. And quite frankly, I see it more with these types of people, like Last Jedi defenders and Lucasfilm employees and directors. It's just insane, man. Like, I don't understand how these people still have jobs with the, like, lack of maturity and professionalism they have. It's ridiculous. Also, like, if you use, like, stupid phrases like man babies, I would think you're some adult pedo nerd on the internet that just sits in their mom's basement and cries about everything all the time. That's the vibe I'm getting when you use certain words like that and you're name calling like a fucking moron. But yeah, I digress. I don't know why this won't play. Okay, so what, sorry, I keep pausing really fast, but yeah, what he's implying here is that every time let's say the Phantom Menace, which is clear that we are the man babies in this situation, he's implying that every time we see a female in modern entertainment, we automatically have this shitty notion that it's gonna be shit and that there's an agenda. You know why we have that? Because, like, 90% of modern entertainment has garbage female characters, especially with the stuff we've seen from Lucasfilm. It's just, they haven't made a single good female character, maybe with the exception of Cara Dune from The Mandalorian, but I seriously can't think of any new Lucasfilm projects where the female characters were actually good. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna probably bring this up later when Erin starts speaking. Yeah, I'll if I remember.
They've already got 3 other series coming that are all male lead, okay? That means right now, if this comes out and it's only 4 shows, that's 75% of their male lead. They got one that's gonna happen to be a female lead one. Deal with it and just move on. So can we move
Well, we have moved on. We have dealt with it. We don't really care to watch this. We're not profiting this, so we really don't care. We're just pointing out the obvious and the bullshit because we think it's funny. Nobody's crying about anything. We quite frankly do not even care that this is female-led. And I think I could speak on behalf of most of the females in the Phantom Menace that they really don't care for all this stupid pondering to our marginalized group, if you want to call it that. I'll call us that, you know? Alright, come on. Why is it not working?
You're gonna be a little surprised by what I have to say.
Let's go, Erin.
I really, really loathe the descriptor of female-led. And here's why. I love the idea of a predominantly female cast. I think it's fantastic. But my problem is, why are you only releasing the fact that it's a female-centric show? Oh, and they're gonna be doing some kung fu or whatever. Like, why say that? Like, can you read me the headline again? Except take out female-centric and just put male-centric.
let me see.
Sorry,
So, exactly. That's my point, is that they're setting you up with this shitty notion. I mean, she hasn't really gotten to it yet, but they're setting you up with this shitty notion to kind of be like, aha, gotcha, you're sexist, because they're coming out. The only thing they're saying about this is that it's female-led. So all of a sudden, when we criticize it, we're all of a sudden sexist because they're telling us, they're feeding to us that it is female-led. They're basically feeding us their agenda and telling us to hate on it so then they can be like, oh, gotcha, that's the vibe I'm getting from this, you know what I mean? But then again, like, if you switch the roles, what if they said it was male-centric? Wouldn't that be, like, sexist or whatever because you're excluding women? I don't think it's, like, totally sexist, but I think it's like a certain degree, a very light degree of sexism to say, like, oh, it's female-centric, because what you're doing is you're not treating females equally. You're just putting females on a pedestal because we're female. I don't want to be treated that way. I want to be treated the same way as men. I don't believe in gender roles. So I don't want to be put on this pedestal. I don't want men to be up here and women to be down here and vice versa. I don't want anyone to be above each other. I want it to be, like, right here. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
Anything about it, but it's going to be predominantly men. You want to watch? Like, that's exactly what it's saying. And, like, for me, yes, I want to see shows with more women, obviously, but you don't have to say that's the selling point. Tell me a little bit about the story. Make me fall in love with the story, because ultimately, if the show, finish that thought. Ultimately, if the show does fail, then it looks like it failed because it was female.
Exactly what I said.
Not because of a million other factors that it could have failed by. And also, when the first news of it is female-centric, I know that there's a lot of people, not just men, but also some women, named Karen, who also are just going to be like, all right, I'm not interested in that. I'm tuning that out.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like that's what most of us are doing. We're just going to criticize it now for the shits and giggles. We might criticize the first episode when it comes out, and then we're not going to care anymore. I mean, at least me. Like, I mean, there's probably going to be, like, other people in the Fandom Menace that are going to constantly criticize that, and that's okay. That's I don't really care. That's their thing, you know? I can't take that away from someone. But I honestly can't imagine this show ever doing well. And I feel like it's because, I feel like this is going to be that one thing that's, like, kind of like the Birds of Prey. Like, I personally, like, kind of enjoyed the Birds of Prey, but I feel like they're gonna literally make it so similar to that, except they're gonna Marvelize it. I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be some superhero flick, but put in a Star Wars universe, which is, in reality, is gonna be nothing different from what we've seen in the past. Because everything that we've gotten from Disney is nothing original. It's sequels, and it's a remake of the original trilogy. It's a rehash of the same same stories in the universe. Even The Mandalorian, like, I don't really see it, like, copying anything, but it's just, like, it's not too much of an original story, because I'm sure we've had stories about Mandalorians in the EU, you know what I mean? It's just nothing new. Like, teach me about the Force, teach me about midichlorians. I, for one, don't really care about that. Teach me about the micro world, like George Lucas's sequel trilogy. That's cool as fuck. And I'm also pretty biased, but because I obviously love George Lucas, but the thing is, if it's coming from him, it should be more respected because it's his universe. He created it. He was the one with all these crazy ideas, even if it turns out to be bad. But yeah, let's just read some comments here on this video, because I think it's hilarious. Erin is absolutely correct on this. Gender shouldn't matter, but the quality of the character development and story are what should really be the crown jewel. And I'm pretty sure this is people that actually watch this dude. Nobody cares about gender. People just don't like it when it's shoved down our throats at all. Yeah, and that's the whole point. We don't want things shoved down on our throat. Like, that's why people are getting the notion that we're man babies and we're just fanboys that are crying, because we don't like things being shoved down our throats. What you're doing is, like, if we're such man babies, what you're doing is you're the person with the freaking spoon, and you're shoving the food into a baby's mouth and they don't like it. If we don't like it, we're going to spit it out, and we're going to spit it in your face, damn it. I feel like we got sidetracked because Erin didn't agree with me, John. I agree with Erin. Disney is also known to pander to other communities, but never fully commit story-wise, and this doesn't get talked about enough. I'm pretty sure this comment is going to fly under the radar too, but Disney should be held accountable. Yeah, you know what? I'm not letting your comment fly under the radar. I'm giving you a like, Christian Willis. Yeah, he's 100% right. It's all this pondering bullshit. It's all the identity politics. Like, everyone's like, oh, but I don't see any political allegories in the new Disney Star Wars stuff or any of the freaking, any new Disney project. Well, I think it's pretty obvious when they're just, creating female leads just to create female leads because they could get one woke point. Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Personally, as someone who is LGBT, I don't want to see, like, a same-sex kiss forced in the Rise of Skywalker. That's not going to make me more comfortable to come out to my parents. I want to see, like, a good story of coming of age. Like, I get it. You want to normalize it in this stuff, but you're not normalizing it because you're Disney and you do it wrong. You screw it up all the time. Hollywood uses women as some odd gimmick lately. Exactly, yeah. And that I feel like they're kind of getting like that with minorities, too. Like, I'm not really a minority. I mean, some people don't really consider me white. My mom considers me white, but other people in my family don't really consider. It's really complicated, okay? I don't really know what race I fall under, but I think I'm predominantly white. But I feel like they're doing the same shit with minorities. They're just pondering the minorities because they're like, and it's even more racist because what they did to Finn, especially, they just made him the token funny black dude. You know what I mean? That's pretty insulting. Like, I wanted to see an emotional arc from Finn because that's what it really seemed like. He was in The Force Awakens, he was portrayed as a guy with a good heart and that could always do good. You know, now he's just the funny black dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I get John Boyega's a funny dude in person and I appreciate him for that, but he's playing a role here. He's not playing himself. He's playing Finn. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. The only time female-centric should be a selling point is in porn. That was a good one. All right, yeah. All of you Access journalists really suck. This will be the last one. Your takes on things are really awful and don't represent the other side of why people have problems with this upcoming show. I'm unsubbing. See, it is people who watch his bullshit. Does anybody know how many subscribers he had before this? If so, please drop it in the comments below. And I find it so funny how, like, Jeremy right here just gets freaking more views and they have, like, almost the equal amount of subscribers. I just think it's funny, but yeah, that's pretty much all I had. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more ghetto videos and more ridiculous content from me. As always, drop your opinions in the comments below, and I will see you all in another video. Peace out.